Hi, this is Mike from Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and on today's video we'll be taking a look at Thermaltake's latest DDR5 RAM kit. This is the ToughRAM XG RGB D5. Okay, so in today's video we'll be doing a unboxing. Well, we technically won't because the RAM's actually in the PC behind me, and it's the only set of DDR5 I currently have in the building. So to have the PC on and to actually unbox it and have it in my hand to show you is very difficult to do. So there will be some B-roll and cutaways, so you'll see what the RAM is actually like up close and personal, and also in the rig all lit up. And also we'll be showing you some benchmarks and other goodies like that. So you can see if the Thermaltake ToughRAM XG RGB D5 is the RAM for you and your new AMD and or Intel build. So this is a new thing with AMD. Now we're on the AM5 platform, which requires DDR5. There's no way around it. If you're going with the times, you're going to be using DDR5. It still isn't really quite the mainstream RAM. We're still really heavily reliant on DDR4, but DDR5 is starting to make some progress in some areas, and actually prices are beginning to come down from what they were. Previously, you'd see a RAM kit such as this, similar to this, anywhere in the region of about £400 to £500, which is absolutely insane. Now this, I've been reliably informed when it is available in the United Kingdom, which depending on when you're watching this video may or may not be the case. We should be aiming to see a street price for this for somewhere around the £200 mark, which actually in terms of what is available for the 6000 mega transfers per second kits is actually pretty competitive at the time of filming. Now DDR5, much like DDR4, is very, very volatile in terms of pricing. So if you're watching this and the price is completely different, please try not to flame me in the comments. I do my best. Videos like this really are quite time sensitive. So anyway, talking of time sensitive, let's get on with it. So this is Thermaltake's ToughRAM XG 32GB RGB kit. 2 sticks in there, 16 gigs a piece. Timing wise, we're looking at 36, 38, 38, 74, and that is running at 6000 mega transfers per second. The RAM actually used on this is Hynix M die, which I'm not sure whether that's going to be used across the board, but they are doing some particularly tight screening on the ICs. So depending what is the best and what is available on the market, it may well change potentially, but currently as it stands, this is what is supplied. The RAM supports both XMP 3.0 and also AMD's Expo. So depending on which platform you go with, if you're on a newer 12th or 13th gen Intel platform, or potentially 14th gen by the time this comes out, or you're on AM5, not a problem either way. Just go into your motherboard and choose whichever one is relevant for you. And actually on AM5 boards, you can choose between using XMP or Expo. The choice is yours, and the settings and frequencies are basically identical. Something which is nice to see with this, which is kind of pretty much obvious, you'd expect it these days, but you do get a limited lifetime warranty with these. So if you're buying them now, they are somewhat of an investment. So if you decide to keep your PC for however many years, then Thermaltake will take care of you should you experience any problems. Not that you should, because these new DDR5 RAM sticks actually have a few more tricks up their sleeve, such as on-die error correction, which is basically like a form of error correction, or ECC, which previously you'd have to get either server RAM or something like that for. But you do have ECC type chips built into the platform straight away, so in theory this should give you a lot more stability. When it comes to the actual sticks themselves, we're looking at a 10-layer PCB, and with a 2-ounce copper foil in there to help separate the tracks to keep things really nice and very accurate pathways for the electrical signals going through the RAM, which is, I'm guessing, is a very good thing. So let's take a look at the packaging. So as you can see, obviously Thermaltake's usual packaging. I'm really liking their packaging these days. It's a very much on trend at the moment, so it gives you the details there, obviously the specifications there. Also what it supports in terms of lighting. So clearly this is an RGB kit, and you can see it flashing away in the background there. It supports RGB TT+. It also supports the kind of Amazon Alexa add-in, so you can say, hey, please turn my RAM blue, etc., and it will do it for you. You also got the TT Neon Maker software, so if you want to go to town and make up your own individual RGB patterns, you can go absolutely crazy in there, and basically almost like video editing, you can just do lots of different things and yeah, make up your own individual lighting styles, which is excellent. It does say on there 16 addressable LEDs, which I was a little bit misled by, if I'm completely honest. I was expecting to see 16 LEDs per stick, but that isn't the case. There is 8 per stick. So yeah, it's not quite as diffused as you expect, although saying that, they have done a very good job in my opinion. The diffuser on the top does look very good, and actually the representation on the box does look pretty much like what you see in real life. So yeah, pretty impressive there. No hot spots in the lighting whatsoever. It can be used with ASRock, ASUS, MSI or Gigabyte RGB ecosystems. Potentially it'll work with others. It definitely works with Signal RGB as well, works absolutely fine in there. So again, if you're using something like that or Open RGB, then yeah, you can use that to suit your settings however you want to. So taking a closer look at the actual RAM itself, as you can see, it's a very, very nice design. Slightly unique, although not entirely unique, because Thermaltake did the same thing with the DDR4, but they just increased it with DDR5. I do like the X design on there. It's really good how they take the two pieces of metal and interweave them in between each other, and then you've got the small little LED in the middle there just to break things up a bit. And also you've got the slightly reflective section in the middle, and obviously you've got the kind of the brushed aluminium effect on one side, and then you've got the plain gloss white on the other. I should also say they do come in black as well, so if you're looking at these and thinking, well, actually I don't really want white in the middle of my stealth build, don't worry, they do these in black as well, so that's absolutely fine. There's lots of other frequencies and sets available as well. There's going to be 64 gig kits, etc., and various different timings. This is the 6000 megatransfers per second kit. Although, having said that, these do actually overclock to 6200 and even 6400 straight out of the box without doing anything. Literally go into the BIOS, go into frequency, and you can change it. Now, something I didn't manage to do on this particular setup was to lower the CAS latency. So these are running at CL36. I would have liked to have gotten down to 32 just by going in there and literally just changing it to 32. For me, that didn't actually work. It basically made things, well, technically it did work, but it made things a little bit slower. So really not recommendable. If you want to go through, you can tweak your settings as much as you want to get the best out of them. But I found actually just installing them, change the frequency to either 6200 or 6400, and yeah, it's absolutely fine. So installation and control and all that kind of stuff, very simple, straightforward. Again, XMP or Expo settings, just turn them on. When it comes to actually in Windows, how do they actually run? Now, because this is my first set of DDR5, I'm kind of limited on my exposure and also in terms of performance against other brands as well. And even if you go to benchmarking sites, it's actually quite difficult to see benchmarks between various different types of DDR5, being that there's so many out there and it is relatively new. But from what I can tell from doing my testing today, the system runs absolutely blazingly quick, runs really, really well, and also performance mark, that sort of thing. Get some really good numbers on here. How they reflect in real world terms as time goes on, and DDR5 obviously gets faster and cheaper, etc. That will change obviously, but for now I think it does very, very well. And talking of doing very well in the software as well, you can, again, like I said, in Thermaltake software, you can do all the settings, change all the lighting, all that kind of stuff. What remains to be seen really, I think, is what the actual street price of these is going to be. I think that is going to be the deciding factor for a lot of people. A lot of people will vote with their wallet, and if there is cheaper DDR5 RAM, which is kind of similar-ish, got a bit of RGB, similar specs, etc., potentially you're going to vote with your wallet and get the cheaper one. But if you do want to be in Thermaltake's ecosystem, and you do like using your Neon Maker or using the Thermaltake ecosystem for lighting, etc., then I think these are going to be a great addition to your PC. So that, I think, is pretty much it for now. I will be doing updates on these and potentially seeing other kits as time goes on from Thermaltake, or if you want to see other brands, do let us know in the comments section below. Always interested to hear what your thoughts are. But I think that's going to wrap this one up. I've been Mike, this is Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and hopefully we'll catch you in the very next video. Thanks for watching.